Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Divine Truth Tarot. I'm going to be doing just a quick 10-minute check-in today with the counterparts, divine feminine, divine masculine energies. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, have a look around. And to all of my devoted followers, thank you so much. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes, your shares. And if you're new, please do subscribe to this channel. It's a very loving, supportive community that we've established here and are continuing to establish and grow. So we'd love to have you be a part of it on this crazy, wild twin flame journey. There's just been so many questions in the air recently, and I want to address those. So just a few quick announcements. If you're wanting a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me in the email. It's in the description box below each video. I also offer distant Reiki healing, and I also offer true purpose coaching sessions. And I think that's it. So let's get started. The angels are telling me to go right away to the angel answers. So they would like to provide some comfort to the divine feminines at this time. Because what I'm really tuning into, guys, is the divine feminine energy is really feeling detached from this connection. And there's also, with that detachment, however, it's conflicting because there's also a lot of fear. There's a lot of shadow energy afoot right now with all of these retrogrades going on. One started last month. We've got 3 going retrograde this month, major planets, and then 1 going retrograde next month. This will all continue throughout the summer and mostly into September and beyond. So what that means is we've got a lot of energies that are sort of, what happens when a retrograde happens is it looks like the planet is going backwards relative to Earth, but it's actually standing still. So there's going to be this energy of kind of pausing in major areas of our life, depending on where these planets sit in your chart. So for instance, we have Venus, that's one of the planets going retrograde. Well, where does she sit in your chart? And that's how it's going to affect you specifically. You know, what house are the planets housed in and things like that. So there's more detail to be had there. So an astrological chart would be beneficial at this time to see how this is going to play out with your particular personal chart. But what I'm really feeling is the feminine is like essentially ready to give up. The feminine has really felt like she's given it her all. She's been the one putting the energy in. What I want to say to that, feminines, is give back to yourself. So whatever you're giving to this connection, everything that you've given and you haven't received anything in return, in terms of time or energy or devotion or loyalty or commitment to the connection, I want you to turn back around, look yourself in the mirror, and give all of that love and care and concern back to yourself. Check in with your health, your physical health, your emotional health, your psychological health, your spiritual journey. Check in with your mission work, your soul purpose. Check in with your other divine feminine friends, even if it's just on this channel or other channels, or on Instagram pages. I don't care, but really get involved in your own life right now, because the masculines are seriously on a journey of self-discovery, and the feminines have already gone through what they're going through. This is not to say the feminines are ahead of the masculines. This is not a race. This is not a comparison or a competition. Okay, the masculines are really holding it down in the 3D while the feminines hold it down in the 5D. So really the best thing that we can do, and what the angels and my guides are telling us to do as divine feminine tribe, is to really hold down your own life. That's what's going to pull your connection into a much more stable level. It's not looking at your counterpart. It's not worrying about their third party. It's not worrying about what they're doing or what they're posting on social media or if they've contacted you. Most feminines are not in contact right now with their divine masculines. This is Divine Truth Tarot. This is not sugarcoating tarot. This is not, I'm going to give you guys exactly what you want to hear and tell you union is coming in 2 months. That's just not my channel. You will probably never see me post, oh, wedding bells ringing, because as a collective, we're all in different stages and progressions of this journey and self-discovery and self-development. So if I say that, I don't want to get somebody's hopes up, because that's doing you a disservice. My job is to empower you as a coach, as a guide. My job is to help you see clearly the wounds that need to be healed within yourself, within your connection, any past life discoveries, any past life revelations or past life interactions with your counterpart, ancestral wounds that need to be healed, inner child wounds, things like that that can put you back into your power. That is my job as a divine feminine, is to help you come back into your power. It is not to tell you things are going to be perfect and everything's going to turn around tomorrow. If we don't put in the work, how can we expect the external to change? So I know this has kind of gone into a little pep talk, but I feel it's very important at this time that as the masculine turns away to go through this phase of self-discovery and this growth period of really understanding what this connection is with his feminine and learning to really end these karmic relationships and connections, okay, on his own terms in his own time. The feminine is really being tasked with standing so fiercely in her power that nothing can destabilize her. So that's what I suggest you do at this time, feminines. I suggest you learn how to stand in your power without feeling like you need somebody else to complete you, or without feeling like you need to have your counterpart by your side right now. Because the truth of the matter is, if your counterpart showed up today, A, would you be ready? Honestly, truthfully, would you be ready? And B, would you want them as they are? Wouldn't you prefer that they have gone through more growth, more lessons, ending of the karmic relationship and karmic cycle, so that they can come to you clean and clear and fresh? And so, you know, I say this a lot, so that they can come to you correct rather than coming to you, you know, half-assed, or coming to you offering crumbs again, and then you getting triggered and the same old cycle spinning around and around. You know, we're here to end cycles, so let's end these cycles. Let's not mask the issue, let's fix the issue. And that's what's going on right now, guys. There's a lot more I could say about that, and if you're interested, let me know in the comments below. But let's go ahead and pull some angel answers, some guidance from the angels at this time. Forgiveness. So feminines, you know, I talk about Ho'oponopono, the ancient Hawaiian forgiveness ritual. It's really simple. In theory, it goes, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. So this starts with self-forgiveness. This starts with you accepting your shadow side, you accepting your perceived flaws and imperfections, you accepting your past, and you accepting, you know, where you could have done things differently, and just accepting all parts of you and all parts of your story as well, the angels are saying. So feminines, forgive yourself, and in turn, when you're ready, start forgiving those important people in your life. Inner child work, you know, or wounding parents who may have hurt you by doing their best, by not doing enough for you, by your standards, you know, of what you needed to feel loved and cared for. Forgiving your counterpart in due time, you know, for the hurt and pain that they've caused by staying with the karmic partner, by not choosing you, by not, you know, by silencing you or ghosting you or anything like that. Now, keep in mind that I'm not talking about straight up abuse. This is not gaslighting. This is not projection. This is, you know, these are not abusive tactics. If you feel like you're involved in that sort of a relationship, this is not a twin flame relationship or partnership, because a twin flame relationship is sacred. It's a sacred dynamic. So if you're involved in that, you're likely involved in a karmic relationship. I stand very clear on that. This is talking about, you know, your twin has hurt you. They don't purposefully hurt you, but hurt you by not choosing you, hurt you by taking more time than you wish, hurt you by not opening up to you, those sorts of things. We need to get more information, feminine. So we're in this kind of holding pattern, if you will. There's a sense of like, we're in the cocoon period, the gestation period, they're telling me, before we can be birthed. So getting more information and really learning to sit in the space of being with yourself. And, you know, quarantine has forced that for everybody, but more so than that, going within. So not distracting yourself when you're at home in this quarantine on your cell phone or with TV or the worst, the news, right? The media, which is so biased. Don't even get me started. Okay. And it's just fear mongering and fear tactics. So just, this is you going within and practicing mindfulness and meditation, practicing hypnosis, you know, hypnotherapy, things like that. Mindful walking, mindful moving, dancing. And I also see sacred geometry. So we have Archangel Metatron's energy, excuse me, that wizard-like energy. Okay, and what they're saying also, Spirit says, release the fear, feminines. Your masculines are currently releasing the fear of the fear of walking away from everything they've known, the fear of walking away from the familiar into the unknown, the great unknown. You know, the masculines perceive it as the great unknown. And because the masculines don't know, they've taken so long, they don't have faith at this time that the feminine will be there if they leave. So that's one of the reasons, you know, that's one of the things, the fears rather, that they're working through, is to really understand that they need to leave because it's the right thing to do for them. Not because their feminine is waiting on the other side, not because it's a guaranteed, you know, that their feminine is going to jump right into a connection with them, but rather they need to leave because they need to do what's best for their soul and their human self, and, you know, and their children and everyone involved. And the masculines are learning that, those that do have children, that they think that it's been best for them to stay in these unhealthy, unfulfilling relationships, when these dynamics that don't even resemble a marriage whatsoever, you know, or a partnership. And what they're realizing, their higher selves are realizing as they get more information and more downloads, is the healthiest thing, the kindest thing for all parties involved, including their own soul, is for them to experience the freedom from this karmic connection and these karmic cycles that have been never ending for them for so long. So, abundance. There is abundance coming in once we practice forgiveness and once we've received these downloads and, you know, really taken this information to heart. So yes, I do believe I pulled abundance for the connections the other day, but this card has been coming up quite a lot. So even if you can't see it, feminines believe that there is abundance. Yeah, there's one more card that wanted to come through here, and it was ask your angels. So sitting with the angels, talk to your angels or our archangels if you have one that you deal with in particular. Mine is Archangel Michael, and now Archangel Raphael has been coming in quite clearly, along with Archangel Ariel. So, you know, one of the archangels that just came to mind that wants to be addressed is Archangel Metatron, okay? And like I said, I saw him in this card, but he really wants to be addressed right now. He wants people to understand that, you know, we need not worry about the timing, that we need to release the timing and the worry and the anxiety over the timing. Talk to your angels, speak to your angels, and know that you are loved and blessed and held safely at all times. Okay, feminine. So I've been guided to go with a Quantum Oracle. This is a deck that I purchased a while back that I haven't actually used. I almost felt like I overused it, and so I have been kind of just stashing it away for a little while, but I was told to use it on this reading. So let's go ahead and pull a few cards. Let's see what comes up. Oh. Okay. And they like one more shuffle. Okay. So we're just going to check in quickly with the masculine energy. What's going on with the masculine energy today? Where are they at? What are they up to? What are they doing? So Spirit, clue us into what's going on with the masculines today. Clue us what's going on with the masculines today, Friday, May 15th. What's going on with the masculines? They're sitting in their current or their sacred temple, their current temple. They're sitting in their temple, right? They're gaining information, they're gaining wisdom. There's a Hierophant energy here as well. They're gaining information and they're learning, okay? Feminines, they're learning. They're on the sacred journey towards the sacred self and the sacred soul. They're learning what their true soul purpose is. I just heard incubation period. So they're in this incubation period, not hibernation, it's an incubation period where they're going to be birthed and come out the other side of this a completely different person, a completely different man or woman, a completely different version of themselves. So they're spending a lot of time here, even in their 3D. They're spending a lot of time kind of daydreaming about what life could be, and what they don't realize is they're actually manifesting the union back in. They're manifesting this new beginning. They're releasing the fear. They're releasing the fear associated with losing their feminine or taking too long. They're releasing the fear associated with walking away from these karmic relationships, of their children perceiving that they're a bad parent, of their family or their, fear, their partner's family. They're really working on releasing fear right now. So they're probably not going to come forward at this time because they have a lot of fear that they're dealing with. The fear of their children is really big, of what the children will think, and the fear of the family, whether it's their families or their partner's family, of what they will think if they walk away from this marriage. And the truth of the matter is their soul is going to light the way. Their soul is going to give them the answers. And they know deep down that what really matters is what their soul has planned and mapped out for them in this lifetime. But they're wanting those new beginnings. They're wanting to start this new cycle. And literally, look, I mean, they're being birthed. Okay, they're being birthed as new versions of themselves. There's going to be a whole new version of the divine masculine walking around in childlike wonder at this journey and at things that they couldn't see or couldn't feel before. Like they couldn't see maybe that you were their divine partner. They couldn't feel the connection in the way that you did, or they couldn't express it. This is going to be just the completely releasing the fear and starting completely fresh. So Spirit, what does a divine masculine wish to say to the divine feminine? That's a lot. Okay, we're going to go with that card and I'll pull a few more. So his intention, or her intention, the divine masculine, is to take steps forward to, towards this new beginning. So that's what he wants his feminine to know. I am taking these steps forward. I might be in fear, but I'm no longer letting that fear hold me back. I am taking these steps, even if you can't see them or feel them in the 3D, or maybe even in the 5D. Maybe you're just not seeing or feeling anything, but that's because you're connecting to yourself, feminine. That's exactly what you should be doing. As you connect to yourself, you show me how to connect to my path and myself, and you help me move forwards to you. So the masculine's taking steps forward in his life and on this journey, and he's got family, friends, and guides assisting him. I do feel strongly as though the masculines are talking to helpful people right now. The masculines are talking to people that will support them. They're no longer asking friends and family, what do you think? What should I do? They're no longer in that mentality of not trusting themselves. They're now in a mentality of they trust themselves, and they're basically relying on people that are in their corner, people that are aware of the divine feminine, people that know that you exist, and people that are supporting them. And they're looking to their guides, their ancestors, they're in prayer and meditation in those quiet moments, out in nature. And they're also, these family and friends that they're speaking to, these are helpful people. I don't feel like these are the people that are not on their side. These are people they know they can rely on, and people that maybe have been in similar situations themselves as other divine masculines are waking up. I do feel like our divine masculines are starting to befriend or have awareness or recognition of other divine masculines in their life. And on the bottom of this, we have the loving man. So this is what's being hidden now. He's not presenting himself as the loving man in the 3D feminines, but he wants you to know that this is what he's working towards. He's taking steps towards becoming this version of himself, the version that can be vulnerable and kind, the version that can be loyal, the version that wants to shout your name from the rooftops, the version that wants to tell anyone and everyone who will listen that you are his love. This is the version of the masculine that you want. Would you want a distorted masculine, or would you rather wait and have your divine masculine? That's what he wants to ask you. Can you give him space and time, feminines? And can you release that codependency so that he can do his work? Can you work on you? Can you work on your mission? This channel is my mission right now. This channel is a big part of my mission. And in giving back and in helping others, even when, I'm struggling, this is part of the mission that's been tasked for me. So what is your divine mission and soul purpose? The honoring path. He wants to take the honoring noble path. So he wants to do this the right way. He doesn't wish to hurt anybody. He doesn't wish to purposely hurt anyone. His children, the karmic partner, family members, friends, the divine feminine, primarily, he doesn't want to hurt anybody. And he's trying to do this in the right way, taking the right steps and not just rushing into something. Because truth be told, As exciting as that would be, feminine, if your masculine rushed in at this time, just rushed in, you know, and didn't actually have a plan in place and was still kind of teeter-tottering or wishy-washy or hot and cold, hadn't yet left the karmic partner, this would just be another cycle, and it would be repeating that same cycle. You'd be stuck in the cycle of the past, repeating that karma. So the masculine wants to come forward and really offer you something honorable this time. He knows that you're worthy. He knows that you're the divine feminine, that you're the high priestess, and he knows that he cannot offer you anything less, because he knows that you have other people eyeing you. He knows the whole world is looking at you and realizing your beauty and your honor and your nobleness. And he's starting to realize, I have competition and I really need to step up my game. I cannot just come to her, you know, as a page. I have to come to her as this loving man, as this king, as this emperor energy, really being able to offer her the time, the energy, the devotion that she deserves. So let's get one more card, please. Spirit, what is your advice for the divine feminines at this time? And then we'll wrap up the reading. I always go over. I said 10 minutes, it's been 20. Okay. So we see, okay, I see what's going on. So we've got conflict and fragmented energy. So Spirit wants to say to you right now, feminines, there's a little conflict or a big conflict going on in your minds where you're not trusting the process and you're not trusting the path that's laid out for you because of the timing. You want it to happen now. And the divine is saying that this is causing your energy to be fragmented. And when your energy is fragmented, it feels like you don't know what you believe in, or the faith has been lost. And the masculines can feel this. And rather than this pulling them back in, this fragmented energy, you know, this is like soul fragments also. So soul retrieval work would be really important right now, feminines, because, or, you know, past life regression, soul retrieval, pulling those pieces back to you, those affirmations, you know, that I am my own, you know, that I belong to me, those sorts of affirmations. Because what's happening is you are not, your energy is not whole at this time. If this resonates, great. I feel like this is for a smaller portion, but if it doesn't resonate, just, you know, leave it. And then the conflict energy of just going back and forth in your mind of, I'm done with this journey, but no, but I love him and I can't forget him or her, but I'm done with the journey, you know, kind of that back and forth. And so I just want to get a quick clarifier. So Spirit, how can the feminines help themselves at this time? So we know what's going on with them, but how can they help themselves at this time? Okay. They want you to step into the healing lights. There's a teacher that's walking into your path. Okay. So they want you to step into the healing light. They want you to understand that there's somebody coming in, or that is already in your life, that wants to teach you, that wants to assist. And they want you to stop deceiving yourself. So I see this as self-deception. Yeah. You're feeling the loss of your divine masculine, and you're feeling like he's still going back and forth. So you're actually perceiving your masculine in distorted masculine energy, when what's really happening, feminines, is he's no longer in this back and forth energy. He's very solid. So now it's your energy that's back and forth. You're the one with the fragmented energy. You know, he's working his way to be the loving man, and he is taking steps forward. So it's actually, this is your energy now that's fragmented, the back and the forth. So Spirit is asking that you work on this energy. Feminines, ground yourself and stop deceiving yourself that this is not your divine partner when you know that it is, because this is actually causing you more pain. Embrace the teacher within, or embrace the teacher in the external. Okay, walk away from conflict, even if it's in your own mind, and get rid of this back and forth energy. Stop basking in the energy of loss, because you're just drawing more of that towards you. One more card for the divine feminines, please. Kindred partnership. So good. We got to end on a beautiful note. So that's some heavy energy going on, feminines. So what I want to say to you is Self-forgiveness and self-love are the themes here. The themes of the month, the themes of the week, the themes of the day and of the hour and of the minute, okay, down to the second. So self-forgiveness and self-love. And understand that this is your partner, okay? If that all resonated with you, that feeling of loss and self-deception and back and forth and conflict and fragmented energy, if you've been feeling all of those things, okay, nothing to be ashamed of, let go of the shame or the blame, but understand that this is your divine partner. So understand that he's coming through saying, I am your divine partner. Stop doubting this connection. Stop with this self-deception, okay? Stop doubting, because he's no longer in this energy of deceiving himself or anyone else. He doesn't want you to perceive him that way either. Perceive him as your kindred partner. Perceive him as your twin flame, as your twin soul, and that's what you will see in the physical. So I'm going to end on that note, sending you guys lots of love, and I'll see you tomorrow.